All right. All right. Jasmine and Christopher, no contact. Does he miss me, and is there a chance he's seeing somebody else? So, what the card is showing right now is he does miss you, but the way that he misses you is kind of inconsistent and emotionally mature rather than something that's steady and openly vulnerable. What it's showing me is that he thinks about the connection in waves. At certain moments, he remembers the lighter, friendlier, very emotional, open parts of you guys' relationship that makes him feel tempted to reach out to you. There's still softness there, and a part of him wonders whether you guys' connection could reopen in a small way again. But then he quickly pulls himself back. It feels like this person tries to give himself excuses, such as this chapter is over, or too much has happened, or that silence between the both of you is safer than taking an emotional, risky conversation right now. So it does not look like somebody who's fully at peace with the distance, but it also does not look like somebody who's really willing to chase you the way that you want to be chased right now. So the next thing that it is showing is that he seems to miss the emotional possibility of you guys' connection, not just the attention. There's a part of him that still pictures how things could have been between the both of you. He views you as somebody who's very emotionally secure within herself, somebody serious. That's why I hate how he misses you is not completely casual. His energy right now is showing up as somebody who's restless. He is somebody who goes from nostalgia to confidence to avoidance very quickly. It feels like he misses you deeply one night and then distracts himself the other night. Things along those lines. He's definitely an avoidant energy, but feels like something ended a little bit. Is there a chance Christopher is seeing somebody else? Is Christopher seeing somebody else currently for Jasmine? Is Christopher seeing somebody else currently for Jasmine? He's still remembering you, but it does feel like he has his options open. It does not look like he's fully settled or in a romantic, serious, committed relationship right now. It is showing attention, social interaction, flirting, and possibility of a lighter crush type of energy. He feels very like young, energized, and single right now. So he's enjoying being wanted, talking to somebody casually, and keeping his romantic life open while he figures out what he actually wants. It feels like right now he's actually feeling broke as well. He's presenting himself as available and more confident than he actually feels. There's a difference between him enjoying attention and him genuinely building a future with somebody, and it feels more like he's enjoying the attention right now. The cards are also showing he's still emotionally comparing the present to what he hoped before. Even if someone else is around him currently, that doesn't mean he is fully emotionally invested in them, because it keeps showing you here as the Queen of Swords, somebody who he views as emotionally unavailable, but he's curious about. So it does feel like there is like a crush energy around him. Let's just ask, what is most likely to happen next? What is most likely to happen next between Jasmine and Christopher? What is most likely to happen next between Jasmine and Christopher? The energy between the both of you looks delayed, kind of dead. Ten of Swords is showing up here, but not completely over. There seems to be communication, movement. It's not immediate, but he could send a message suddenly, react to something, or create some type of opening for the both of you. The stronger near the future energy is him watching you from afar, out of curiosity and cautiously planning. Yeah, this person also knows that he was sneaky, so he's wondering how you feel about him fully first. It feels like this person is going to come back towards you in a charming way, but the connection, the feelings has changed a little bit. Alright, the next person is Sarah and Tommy. I already did a lot of readings already an hour ago, so I don't think the list would be too long today, and I don't think I'm going to be on for too long. Who was the person Tommy was or has been communicating with? Yesterday, he lowered his phone screen when looking at what looked like messages. He's denying and saying he doesn't know what he did. Okay, who is the person Tommy has been communicating with that made him lower his screen? Who is the person Tommy has been communicating with that made him lower his screen? So your intuition is right. Something sneaky is going on at this time. And he was, in fact, communicating with somebody. The King of Wands is showing up here. Somebody who feeds his ego, makes him feel good about himself. It says somebody sent me a request. Make sure you're sending instead of requesting. Somebody that he's competitive with. It doesn't feel like there's somebody who's in his inner circle. The Chariot is showing up here. This feels more friendly than romantic, but there's still suspicion into it. So this could be a friend, a guy friend, or somebody that he has like a lustful crush towards. Yeah, Queen of Wands is showing up here. So it's definitely a magnetic feminine energy is what the cards are showing. But they have a very like masculine way of communicating or masculine way of being. So this could be a friend that he's attracted to is what the cards are saying. Okay, now let's get started on your messages. What messages does Tommy think or want to tell Sarah right now? What exactly does Tommy think or want to tell Sarah right now? No problem. You changed my mind. So you're definitely somebody who makes this person thinks about his long-term future, the deeper longevity of his life, spiritual awakening ever since that this person met you. He's going through a spiritual awakening, but it also feels like you guys are going through a spiritual awakening now. I have been seeing some videos about retrograde. This could be like talking about that. I stay in my room and fantasize about you. You're still this person's like private fantasy, somebody that they think about, somebody that they want to be around, somebody that they're romantically into. It says don't take it personal. So whatever behavior is happening right now, it's not like personal towards you. Has nothing to do with your self-worth. It feels like you're somebody who blames herself a lot. Feelings scare me. He is a little bit more detached right now because he doesn't want to feel too controlled in this connection or make his whole life about this connection. It's just stop running away from yourself. So this person's a reflection of you. He's also like a mirror. He's somebody who's showing you parts of you that you don't really want to see. He thinks that you're really dramatic right now as well. What else? What exactly does Tommy think or want to tell Sarah right now? What exactly does Tommy think or want to tell Sarah right now? It says we're not on the same level and avoiding attachment style. Yeah, recently this person, or today, this person's energy feels very avoidant, very running away, and very cautious towards you. He also feels like you're somebody who's leveling up faster or making more moves that he feels like he's lacking in more than you. So you could feel that energy as well. The next thing that it says is, I know I need to treat you better. This person knows that they need to step up better in this connection. Maybe you guys have been having a little bit of complaints about how you're being treated. You feel like home. You still feel like somebody who he doesn't want to leave though. You still feel like somebody who he associates with longevity. He views you as like an ideal partner, somebody who reflects him. You're my weakness. So this person doesn't want you to be sad, emotionally unavailable, or directionless without him. You bring a lot to the table, but there has been some intimidation in your energy towards him. I don't know if you got a job, promotion, or there's something materially that's expanding about you that's making this person worry, maybe even competitive towards you right now. My biggest fear is you moving on happy. His biggest fear is actually losing you and you moving on happy with other people elsewhere, things along those lines. My family loves you. He does still consider you as home. Nothing will come in between us, and I'll pound you in bed. So it feels like the both of you are headed towards more intimacy. You're always on my mind, and I'm just human. This person feels like you put them on a high standard that sometimes feels unfair to them. All right, the next person is Emily and Jared talking. Okay. For Emily and Jared, you said, what dynamics are influencing his behavior and what should I understand about it? What dynamics are influencing Jared's behavior towards Emily and what should she know about it? So Jared definitely views you as relationship material or somebody that they see themselves being coupled up with or in a committed relationship. things along those lines. But it does feel like he's a little bit withdrawn. He doesn't know if he's making the right emotional romantic decision. It does feel like somebody else's energy is here as well. He's withdrawn, nostalgic about somebody in the past, feels a really deep, intense, like real connection with you, but doesn't know. So this feels like he's comparing you to what he feels like he was into, interested in, or what he felt like was right to him at the time. What's something I should do right now to grant me peace? What is something Emily should do right now to grant her peace? King of Cups. Stop measuring your self-worth through masculine energy or masculine energy that you've had, especially an ex, past lover, or weird interactions that you've had romantically is what is showing me here. It says accept what has hurt you. That's what the cards are saying. And stop forcing clarity. Kind of walk away from anything that keeps you anxious or emotionally depleted. Kind of feels like you were forced, trained, I would say also, or made to identify with carrying other people's burdens. So the biggest thing that will give you peace is kind of not really caring about other people's emotional weight. Like, stop carrying that is what the cards are saying. What does the future hold for my love life? What does the future hold for Emily's love life? What is there for Emily's love life in the future? What exactly is there for Emily's love life in the future? Eight of Pentacles. You're definitely somebody who's going to be secure in a secure relationship. But it feels like your standards are not sharp enough is what the cards are saying right now. That's why your love life has been a little bit stagnant or not enjoyable the way that you want. Queen of Wands, like, you know you're attractive, you know that you're desired, but there's some insecurities in how you view that. Maybe you feel like you're not, it's perfect enough, good enough, things along those lines. There's a lot of like low self-esteem energy happening here with performative confidence. So it kind of just feels like you need to know you're worth a little bit more to attract this Emperor or stable love relationship energy that you're really wanting. So the future holds a very stable romantic connection here with a woman who kind of knows exactly what she wants and she goes towards it with a King of Pentacles. So a lover that feels very compatible with you. How can I meet the love of my life? How exactly could Emily meet the love of her life? How exactly could Emily meet the love of her life? Stop going towards players or guys that are just physically attractive to you. It feels like you need to slow down, kind of accept your healing and avoid emotionally confusing situations. You know exactly what these emotionally confusing situations are with your guys who are attractive but seem to have a lot of lack energy. Like, they don't have a plan. They seem to like not really have that masculine authority that you want. It feels like you're going to meet the right person when you're balanced enough to recognize consistency instead of mistaking a person's mystery for depth. So yeah, Three of Swords is showing up here. Like, you're not fully held back by the past, but you're held back by your own standards is what the cards are saying. Who will be the right person for me? Who will be the right person for Emily, please? Who will be the right person for Emily? Go based off conversation. The right person for you could have like a lot of water in their chart as well if you're into astrology. Somebody emotionally mature, caring, steady, and capable of real partnerships. So somebody emotionally available. That's why I brought up water sign. You may come across as calm rather than somebody flashy. It feels like you go towards guys for their look or what their potential. That's what it's telling you to stop doing. It feels like you need to go towards somebody who chooses you clearly and builds with you instead of leaving you just guessing. You could have talked to this person also, but you don't really recognize them. All right, for Alex and David, ex and not on speaking terms. How does David view me since he lost a little bit of deep feelings if he has seen the real me? X not on speaking terms. Alright, how does David view me now, especially if his deeper feelings... How does David view Alex now, especially if his deeper feelings have lessened and he's seen the real her? He still views you as somebody who is emotionally significant to him and somebody attractive, someone who he could imagine having a real deeper bond with. His feelings for you, though, are mixed with anxiety and uncertainty because you've stepped more into your power and he doesn't know how to handle that version of you. He feels like you're more easily to reject him, like you see his flaws now rather than the shiny version of himself that he tries to display with people. So what it's showing me is that he has not become emotionally blank towards you. He still cares and still sees like romantic, like strong romantic potential between the both of you, but he's trying to control how much he feels for you. Seeing the more real version of you did not make him dislike you. It made the connection feel more serious and complicated on his side. Made him feel lack is what he's trying to say. Basically, he didn't like the image that he was being reflected back to him. He sees you as very strong, though. Somebody emotionally impactful and capable of, you know, bringing out both love and fear in him. Basically, you don't just let him stay passive in you guys' connection. You make him see the real him and his flaws. And that's where the attraction kind of died off a little bit. There's also watchful energy from him towards you. He's observing you right now, thinking about you, and trying to understand you guys' connection and what it seems like to him. Alright, the next person is Jessica. Nobody. I'm curious how the holidays look like for me this year. Will I be locked in with someone during the holidays? Alright, will Jessica be locked in during the holidays? What was your question again? I'm curious, how does the holidays look like for me this year? Will I be locked in with someone during the holidays? Will Jessica be locked in with someone during the holidays? Will Jessica be locked in with someone during the holidays? It does seem like you're going to be like around a lot of family, friends. You're going to have a romantic option, and it feels like you're seeing somebody, but it does not look fully effortless or completely secure yet. So you're having like a talking stage or dating somebody at this time. When I say dating, it's more of like casually meeting up rather than, you know, fully committed right now. Yeah. It feels like you are showing up very independent right now. You are like getting attention. Um, there's still somebody very familiar in your energy right now, but it feels like you're not willing to lose yourself just to say you have someone with this person. Releasing that connection or not holding on to it as strongly is also somebody that helps you attract a new person. um I'm not going to lie, it feels like you're locked in with somebody who has like familiar, friendly, social energy. They are going to come in more serious, direct, and protective than before, but you still need to know whether they're offering commitment or whether they're just trying to stay in your space. This could be that Jeffrey person that you always ask about, or somebody with his similar energy. It's definitely somebody who calls you around a lot, though. All right, the next person is Brittany and Justin for messages. All right, I will be closing the list in about 10 minutes. I've been doing readings for about 2 hours offline. So, in about 10 minutes, I will be closing the list. Little contact. Messages from Justin to Brittany right now. What exactly does Justin think or want to tell Brittany right now? What exactly does Justin think or want to tell Brittany right now? Okay. No, that didn't come out clear. What exactly does Justin think or want to tell Brittany right now? Okay, the first thing that came out is silence. So it feels like you and this person are very silent with each other, but still viewing each other as emotionally significant. Capricorn is showing up here. This could be his zodiac sign, but it feels like there's a little bit of toxicity in you guys' romantic connection right now. I'm not ready to let you go, and I'm the reason you're happy. He really wants you to show him his own worth. He's viewing you as somebody who represents. Give me one second. I'm receiving a call. Let me mute for a second. Him his own worth. He's viewing you as okay. So what I was saying was this person really wants you to appreciate him or have a softer version of yourself towards him. It says next year, so he does plan on making movements towards you, but he is moving pretty slow. It feels like the both of you are locked in onto each other right now, or the connection is locked in onto each other some way, somehow. He views you as somebody who he wants something significant with, but this may not be the right year for it. You're like a siren, you capture me. This person also finds you very physically attractive, very physically desirable, somebody that he wants to be with, somebody that he sees himself being with. It says love shouldn't feel this hard. So yeah, there is a little bit of, I don't know, I just want to say toxicity. I'm not trying to use that word, but that's what always rolls out of my tongue when I kind of tap into the energy. Right now, there's a little bit of toxicity in you guys' connection that he's noticing, and he feels like it shouldn't feel this hard. I want to check on you. There's going to be communication or a light checkup here and there from this person towards you as well. The next thing that it says is the writer. I don't listen to myself. I do see this person consuming content or having masculine energy around him, kind of feeding his ego, giving him some type of information about moving slow. You see through me. He definitely feels like you're somebody who's leveled up mentally, like you are willing to accept crumbs or the bare minimum. You're wanting something more emotionally significant, safer. I love your energy. This person likes the way that you carry yourself. They really like, your energy, the way that you're showing up, things along those lines. Your connection feels like it has a lot of mixed signals right now to him. What else? What exactly does Justin think or want to tell Brittany currently? What exactly does Justin think or want to tell Brittany currently? I want you. So you're somebody who this person still emotionally desires, somebody who they still want, somebody who they still see a significant future with. They don't like how you guys' connection feels like emotionally awkward right now. And stagnant. I feel like I've known you my whole life. One of the reasons why they're not willing to let the situation go or let the connection go is because you feel so significant and familiar. Like there's a lot of history between the both of you. I will chase you. Feels like this person chases you in like a last minute scenario, maybe like when you're willing to walk away or when the situation just feels like over between you guys. And the last thing he said is you don't need me. He's definitely seeing a very independent version of you right now though. All right, the list is closed. Um, Anything sent after will be done tomorrow. Yeah. All right. For Jessica and Jeffrey, Jeffrey just texted me a while ago asking me if I was okay. Why did he ask me that situationship? Why did Jeffrey ask Jessica if she was okay? It feels like Jeffrey changed. He not changed. He asked because he could tell that your energy changed towards him, but he was unsure whether you were upset, pulling away, done with him, or how you truly felt about him in that moment. What it's showing me is that he was watching the situation carefully because he does not know how to approach it directly between you guys right now. Asking if you were okay was a safe way to reopen communication without him admitting that he was worried about losing access to you right now. There's also a genuine concern underneath it all, though. It is mixed with Seven of Cups, self-interest. He wanted reassurance that things were not completely ruined and that you didn't emotionally shut him out. The strongest motive is that he sensed you being distant or feeling like you're too good to be, associated with him right now. He felt a little bit left out and wanted to test whether the door was still open between the both of you. Like, did my action push her away? All right, the next person is Deanna and Kelly. All right. What is Kelly's energy towards Kyron? What is Kelly's energy towards Kyron currently? All right. She views Kyron as somebody familiar, somebody who she cares about in some type of way, but somebody that she also feels disappointed by right now. Her energy is kind of emotionally attached, but very controlled. She sees the connection between her and Kyron as meaningful and feels a pull towards him, but she is trying hard not to expose how much she cares. There is friendship, attraction, and some type of unfinished emotion here, but she's kind of keeping it self contained because she doesn't want to lose dignity or appear too invested between the both of them. This is showing me somebody who's going back and forth between wanting closeness and keeping herself guarded. When Kelly sent Kyron a birthday text, what was she hoping would happen after? What was Kelly hoping would happen after? A reunion, something like that, something that would reopen the connection and create like a warmer conversation afterwards. It feels like she wanted him to respond in a way that shows that he still values her, misses her, and is open to rebuilding or giving her some type of attention. It does feel like she hopes that he would continue talking, ask what she was doing, maybe flirt, things along those lines, or in a way she could show off about what she's doing in her life now, things along those lines. She used the birthday as a safe opening because it allowed her to reach out without openly saying she wanted reconciliation. Why did she call him Kyron instead of Kai? Was this to get a reaction? Why did Kelly call him Kyron instead of Kai? It feels intentional, especially after no contact between the both of them. Using his full name kind of created some type of emotional distance between the both of them, made the message feel more formal, and she wanted him to notice that she was not speaking to him with the same familiarity or softness as before. It was like a subtle test as well. She wanted to see whether he would react to the change, soften by calling her a different name, or try to restore the usual softness between the both of them. What did Kelly think after he said thank you and did not call her Kel? Did she feel mirrored? It felt very... She was at least glad he responded. It felt mirrored and it kind of hurt this person a little bit. It feels like she immediately noticed that he matched her formal type of energy and did not give her this type of emotional opening that she wanted. She's acting like the response was fine, but internally she feels kind of like rejected, embarrassed, and disappointed. What it's showing me also is that she's realizing that he's not going to do the emotional work for her. She wanted some sign of familiarity, softness, things along those lines, but instead it felt a little bit dismissive. Does Kelly plan to text him again after feeling rejected? Does Kelly plan to text Kyron again after feeling rejected? Yeah, her guards are up a little bit, but it feels like there's still like some love from this person towards her. It feels more friendly than fully romantic. Not immediately is what the cards are saying. She looks kind of like disappointed and more cautious now. The response made her pull back and question whether she should keep trying. What this is showing me is that she's still going to watch, think about him, and hope for another opportunity. But it doesn't look like she's going to risk like another direct rejection soon. She is somebody who's waiting for a change in circumstances rather than, full on chasing. All right, channel for Jess M and Jeremiah. You too, Elizabeth. Thank you. speaking casually on social, past dating interest. All right, channel from Jeremiah to Jeff, social, past dating. The first thing Jeremiah said is, I still see the potential for happiness with you. It feels like his energy towards you is not casual. He associates you with some type of emotional fulfillment, somebody who brings him comfort, and the connection feels like home rather than just somebody who he is temporarily attracted to. You're still the woman who stands out to me. So he views you as highly feminine, somebody who's attractive, nurturing, and hard to replace in his eyes. There's like a deep admiration here. He Feels like you carry a presence that other women he's interacted with, whether this is recently or just in general, don't easily match to him. I feel like I want to talk to you quickly, but I'm still stuck. So there's this strong urge to communicate or move things forward from his side towards you, but he's hesitating. It feels like his thoughts move faster than his actual behavior towards you. I know I've been holding back for too long. Maybe you've known this person for years. Maybe there's been like some distance, cancel plans, or inconsistencies in his energy towards you. Um, I want the energy between us to feel equal again. He wants something reciprocal between the both of you guys. He doesn't want to feel like, he's giving more or you're giving more or chasing or somebody's carrying more. It feels like he is waiting to see whether things could be balanced or met halfway in some type of way. I've tried to move on or create distance, but it doesn't really feel light. I do see this person has attempted to detach. I do see this person watching other people on social media, trying to calm himself down and mentally move away from this situation between the both of you. But it feels like a burdensome than something freeing to him. This connection has become heavier than I expected. There is emotional pressure from his side to yours. It feels like this person is carrying guilt, unfinished thoughts, or things he hasn't told you, or things he wanted to do. I see somebody like cutting the connection short and like walking away. My list is closed, yes. I'm still very attracted to you. The physical interest that he has towards you is strong. It's almost like lust driven. He sees you as desirable to him. He feels like the strong masculine pull towards you, even though he doesn't express it as openly. I know something between us has to change completely. He doesn't think the old version of you guys' connection can continue. Either the dynamic transforms into something different or it just stays silent. I don't think I could keep carrying this unfinished forever. So there's a final energy here where he wants to reach a real conclusion, maybe coming towards you. There's like an alignment phase where the person wants to explain themselves or, yeah, something like that. He's tired of the limbo. All right, the next person is Tiffany and Gavario for a channel. My brother-in-law married to Kwame's sister, but also his cousin is Kwame's mistress. He was shocked and upset after this affair. Channel from Gavario to Tiffany. Gavario to Tiffany currently. You said, my brother-in-law married to Kwame's sister, but also his cousin is Kwame's mistress. He was shocked about the affair. So, the first thing he said is, I'm trying to understand why this happened and what everyone was getting out of it. It feels like this person's energy towards you is confused, mentally scattered, especially around this affair. He is looking at who gave what and who benefited. He definitely feels like this caused a huge imbalance in his emotional life. Like it created some type of destruction in his mind. I feel like somebody was trying to control the situation instead of being honest. He definitely had a conversation with this Kwame person. And feels like the person wanted to stay in charge of the story. So it doesn't feel like he truly trusts Kwame's version of the story. He's trying to stay in this position of somebody who understands, but feels like, you know, one person got done wrong, and the other person is just trying to get away with it. Yeah, he's seeing this Kwame person as somebody who's trying to dodge consequences. So maybe if you guys have family gatherings or interactions, he sees this Kwame person laughing or acting normal or acting as if, you know, he just had his masculine ego stroked in some type of way, but he quietly judges this person. I still care about you, but this changed the way that I see everything. So there is genuine emotional care here that this person has towards you. They feel like bad for you. They know that you're sitting beside this disappointment. Views you as a star, somebody who's like actually doing better than what he expected. I see you as strong enough to stand on your own, even if this hurt you. He views you as somebody who's self-contained right now, capable and more independent than what people may have assumed, especially him. There's a lot of respect for how he sees you carrying yourself despite the chaos. He's more curious about you than you know. I feel like something ended that it cannot go back to how it was before. The affair, it definitely looks like a breaking point for him. He does not see this as a small issue. He feels like it created a mistrust in the family, especially between feminine energies. I need space because I'm still processing the shock. It feels like he's not fully ready to speak on it. He's hoping time kind of just... There's a little bit of dismissive energy towards it right now because it feels so uncomfortable to him. This situation blew me up more than expected. It made him have trust issues in his own family dynamic and change how he views everyone, especially like the cousin energy as well. I still see you as attractive and powerful, even in the middle of all of this. He views you as like strong. Basically, that's what he keeps saying in his channel. Like, you're somebody who I care about, somebody that I'm seeing as strong, somebody who I'm worried about, but it seems like she's doing perfectly fine. I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm keeping more to myself. He is retreating more inward. There's like little things that he wants to piece together himself, though, without saying much. I need to figure out what I truly believe before I decide how I'm moving with everyone involved. There's trust issues on his side towards everyone after this situation. It turned into like a family drama that he did not expect his family to fully go through. All right, Kaylee and Kaden. All right. Do you see Kaden reaching out to me again soon? Is Kaden going to reach out to? Kaden and I have been in contact since I saw him Saturday. He did initiate. I think I already told you that, but things have gone quiet again. I know you said not to chase, so I'm not. Do you see him reaching out to me soon? Okay, is Kaden going to be reaching out to Kaylee again soon? Is Kaden going to be reaching out to Kaylee again soon? With the Ace of Wands, it's showing a yes, but there's a Hermit showing up here as well. It feels like there's moments of silence, distance, and communication between you and this person. What it's showing me is that disappointment and hesitation is going to be there first, then another turn in the situation, followed by a small but real effort from him. He's not moving in a fast or emotionally open way right now, but he doesn't seem emotionally finished with you right now either. The contact from him looks delayed by his own back and forth, so it feels like he's going to reach out to you casually, almost as if nothing happened, and test whether the connection is still good between you and this person. So soon, but not immediately. I definitely agree that something Saturday reignited something between us. Do you see you spending time together in person again soon? Will he be initiating it? Are Kaden and Kaylee going to be spending time together again in person soon? There's going to be an opportunity, not necessarily him initiating something, but there's going to be an opportunity. I think I already predicted this months ago where you and this person are going to see each other in a group setting. So where his friends are involved, family, or things along those lines. This time is going to be at a distance, different city, town, or state. So you guys are going to see each other physically soon. Yeah, I remember telling you this months prior as well before you guys' recent meeting. Yeah, he's going to be viewing you as very attractive in whatever location that he sees you. Independent, you seem to be surrounded by your own people as well and not chasing, which actually makes him like move towards you. The invite itself feels more casual rather than spontaneous. It feels like a moment where he's going to be wondering if you're going there, or somebody's wondering is he going there as well soon. So there's going to be an event, a group setting where you and this person meet and see each other rather than him planning something or asking you out on a date. Why does he sometimes go quiet after talking for a little bit, especially after he initiated? Why does Kaden go quiet sometimes, especially after he initiated? Yeah, it feels like this person reached out to you. It shows because he gets excited, opens the door, then becomes scared of what the interaction might lead to. What it's showing me is that the attraction and curiosity for you are real, but so is his fear of getting hurt. Once the conversation starts feeling very meaningful to him, he becomes defensive and starts watching instead of participating naturally, like he's almost like tested you unconsciously. He also overthinks what you mean, whether you're equally interested or what his next move should be. So he reaches out because he wants contact, then goes quiet because the contact makes him feel like the connection is too real. Alright, the next person is Elizabeth and Alexander for a channel. My list is closed. Married, no contact. He is in prison. From Alexander to Elizabeth right now. My list is closed. All right. Channel from Alexander to Elizabeth. The first thing he said, just a married, no contract, he's in prison. The first thing he said is, I know something between us has changed permanently. It feels like Alexander feels the old version of you guys' marriage is over. Being, in his prison and everything has forced him to see that things cannot simply return to how they were before, especially with you standing on business and not coming towards him emotionally the way that you might have in the past. The next thing he said is, I still think about the life and stability we can have. He still associates you with marriage, home, long term stability, and the future you guys could build together. That part of his fantasy has never left. This person likes to be in control. My head is all over the place about what you feel and what's going to happen next. So, this person is confused, uncertain, and filling in the blanks because he has no direct access to you. This is where the stalking is coming from, and this is also where the stagnancy is coming from in his head. He doesn't want to make a move towards you right now and feel rejected or lose some type of control. The silence between the both of you right now is making him imagine multiple outcomes. I feel shut out and abandoned even though I'm the one who helped create the distance. There's loneliness in his energy right now, isolation, some type of hermit mode. He feels emotionally and physically excluded from your life, and I guess being in an isolated environment as well intensifies that feeling of being left out on the outside. You went from, to him specifically, you went from being obsessed or emotionally available to kind of shutting him out and no longer looking back. I still feel strong pull towards you. The attraction is still active. He is thinking about touching you, reconnecting with you. This could be like on a sexual or like just a physical level, like hugging, holding hands, things along those lines. His physical touch towards you is definitely active right now. I still view you as very attractive and powerful. He sees you as somebody who's became even more attractive in his eyes, especially energetically. Like somebody confident, desirable, and hard to replace. Your independent makes him feel more aware of what he lost or what he's losing. I want to start with something emotionally small because I don't know how much you would accept from me. He wants to reopen communication between the both of you through a small message, maybe even an apology, or maybe something that's completely random to just see how you're going to respond. I still want emotional satisfaction from you. It feels like this person hasn't written off the idea of a happy ending with you again. He still imagines something going back to how it was. He wants to feel wanted, forgiven, and emotionally fulfilled by you again. I know pride and conflict has damaged us. He knows that the arguments, the ego, the resentment, um, create a deeper separation between the both of you. It feels like he feels very defensive and knows that the power struggle between the both of you finally did a lot of harm. I keep remembering how we used to be. So he's stuck in his head, replaying memories, earlier affection, and the version of the relationship that felt more simpler and more loving. My list is closed. All right, Denise and David. David is my guy best friend, co-founder. He came back and has been more affectionate. Okay. What? What? What time? You're lying. All right. For Denise and her guy best friend David. What's up with David flirting with me lately? Is it temporary or will it build into something consistent? Is this temporary or will it build into something consistent? It feels like the flirting is real, but right now it's impulsive and inconsistent. It's kind of like lustful towards you as well. What is it showing me is that David gets like sudden urges to come towards you, gets excited by the attention and the chemistry that both of you have, especially with the history that the both of you have. And then starts imagining too many possibilities instead of choosing one clear direction. He likes the reaction that he gets from you and feels more confident when the energy between the both of you is good. So the energy between the both of you could build, but it feels a little bit inconsistent right now. How does David truly feel about me? How does David truly feel about Denise? He genuinely has deep emotions for you, but he's deeply emotionally guarded around them. He views you as somebody who's emotionally warm, caring, capable of offering real love. It does feel like he's imagined some type of long-term potential between the both of you. But something about you guys' connection also makes him afraid of being hurt or losing access to you the way that he doesn't want to. So sometimes he may suppress, freeze his feelings instead of, taking bigger risks. What intentions does David truly have towards me? What intentions does David truly have towards Denise currently? His intentions are romantic. He could have recently gotten out of a situation as well, so your energy feels a little bit rebound based. His intentions are romantic but cautious and somewhat delayed is what it's showing me. He does want to spend time with you, flirt, and explore the connection emotionally. The problem is he keeps standing at a distance, thinking about what he wants instead of fully acting on it. There's a casual and a social layer. Like he wants to keep things friendly based right now. Maybe like a friends with benefits connection or something lighthearted is what it's showing me. He wants to enjoy your company without defining everything too quickly right now. So his romantic interest mixed with indecision right now. Will David actually make a move to hang out in person again soon, or will I have to wait? Will David actually make a move to hang out with Denise in person soon, or will she have to wait? So the cards are showing he's going to make a move towards you. It feels a little bit sooner than you expect as well. It feels like he's attracted to you enough to want another in-person interaction, but he's also guarded and trying to pace himself. He is going to go back and forth between wanting closeness with you and kind of keeping his distance from the pressure of the connection. The strongest thing here is he's not moving as quickly as his attraction suggests, though. You may still have to wait for him to make things clear between the both of you. How will my next interaction or hangout with David go? Will we kiss or will he play it safe again? How is this next interaction between Denise and David going to go? So at first it starts off a little bit confusing. The next hangout looks intense, surprising, and highly charged right now. There is physical attraction and kind of like a shift in the dynamic as well. A kiss is possible, like the physical attraction between the both of you is very high. Both of you seem to want each other. There's caution and mixed signals, but it still shows somebody crossing the line. So you may expect more physical affection and physical movement rather than him playing it safe with you. All right, the next person is Gina and Dre for I Don't Know. All right, you said, how is Jerry feeling about me? Will he still pursue me? How is Jerry feeling about Gina currently? How exactly is Jerry feeling about Gina currently? Feels like your intuition already knows. This person feels emotionally confused, emotionally unsettled, and like something between the both of you has reached a turning point. So there has been enough, interactions, enough like history between the both of you where this connection has to kind of move or end in some type of way. What it's showing me is that he does not feel neutral. He is trying to understand what is fair, what is over, and whether the connection between the both of you could still be repaired in a way that feels emotionally safe. There is disappointment and defensiveness in his energy here. He feels shut out, rejected, and unsure whether he still has a real place with you. I don't know if you guys had like a very strong conversation prior that made him feel like you're no longer playing games, like you want something serious, not necessarily a situationship. He still sees you as attractive, desirable, and someone with a strong value in his eyes. He views you as like both magnetic and grounded, which is part of why he's not fully letting go of this situation. He's holding on to the potential. Will he pursue me? Will Dre be pursuing Gina anytime soon? Will Dre be pursuing Gina anytime soon? It shows that he is going to still pursue you, but the pursuit is inconsistent. There's real feelings on his side and attraction and a desire to come forward, but he is going to come in controlled. So it's like pursuing you mixed with pride. He's very emotionally and physically drawn to you. The issue is he may approach the situation softer than come with like a full plan or declaration. So shows a yes, but with ego still involved. All right, the next person is Yasmin and Grayson for a channel. No contact. Yo, could you Alright. Channel from Grayson to Yasmin currently. The first thing he said is I still feel a strong physical pull towards you. Grayson's energy towards you right now is attraction and urgency. You seem to be somebody that he finds very physically attractive, somebody who excites him, and somebody who he does not view you guys' connection as emotionally flat or purely friendly. I do feel a lot of lust in his energy towards you based off how he thinks you look. I want to move towards you, but I want to feel like I'm in control when I do. He has pursuit energy towards you, but his pride is involved. He wants to be the one steering the situation instead of feeling emotionally dependent or exposed in some way. You still stand out to me as somebody special. There's unfinished business between you and this person. He views you as desirable, hopeful, and somebody who's difficult to replace emotionally. You know how some people just make you feel good in a way that other people can't. The next thing he says is there's admiration in his energy after the loss. I still haven't been completely honest about how much pressure this connection puts on me. It is showing me that this person wants something more simple, stagnant, rather than something deep that you want. I guess that's why the connection is so exciting on both sides. Thank you for the gifts. He's hiding his feelings, intentions, and the amount of mental energy he gives the situation. A part of him doesn't want to seem like he missed out on an opportunity with you, but another part of him also feels like he has to just live his life and make a controlled decision. The next thing that it says is, I've been craving more of this than I've admitted. It feels like the connection feels heavy for him. He is still dealing with guilt, responsibility, and fear of negative consequences when it comes to the both of you. So you guys' connection doesn't feel balanced to him right now. I overthink what could happen if I actually come forward. There's anxiety underneath his confident exterior. He thinks about rejection conflict or losing control once you guys' situation does become something real. I know there needs to be an honest conversation. He wants clarity, and it feels like eventually he's going to feel compelled to reach out to you, speak directly. Like he knows you guys' current confusion cannot continue forever. I do see a little bit of placeholder energy here as well. Like maybe she's going to be there later. I also know the old version of us is over. If I come back, I need to do it differently. Something in you guys' connection changed permanently. He doesn't believe it has changed to the lighthearted dynamic that it was. He knows that his next move, if he wants to have like access to you, has to be slower, deliberate, intentional, things along those lines. I'm still interested, but I'm taking my time because I don't want to fail again. Yeah. He's still interested in you. This is why I feel like placeholder energy a little bit. He's gonna approach you gradually, but he also wants to know he has options and can steer this connection the way he wants. Alright, the next person is Diana and Archie. Alright, for Diana's mini reading with Archie. What is Archie's energy towards me today? What exactly was Archie's energy towards Diana today? What exactly was Archie's energy towards Diana today? It feels like Archie is curious, a little bit conflicted, and more emotionally affected by you than he wants to show. He is interested and mentally stimulated by you, but he's also comparing, overthinking, and wrestling with what is appropriate because you do seem to be committed elsewhere and you do seem to be not wanting something deeper than what he wants. So there's attraction here, but it's also sitting beside disappointment in his energy towards you. So what it's showing me is somebody who is watching you and enjoying communicating with you, but feels like he cannot fully have with what he wants with you. So there was awkwardness and hesitancy in the air as well. So drawn in, privately conflicted. How did Archie feel seeing me today? How exactly did Archie feel seeing Diana today? I don't know why I'm seeing a lot of like left out in the cold cards. These are all like bad heartbreak cards, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like he got caught off guard, impressed, and very aware of you in some type of way. It feels like he paused internally when he saw you and then tried to regain some type of control and behave normally. He saw the way that you were carrying yourself and felt like you looked really confident, put together, and somebody who knows they're getting some type of social desirability. There's also like a work routine energy here. So he may have tried to keep his view of you very practical and composed. What did Archie think of the picture I sent of my husband and me and the gifts I got him for him sent on WhatsApp? What did Archie think of this picture that Diana sent him with her husband and the gift she got him for his birthday? Two of Cups. He saw genuine love, closeness, and real partnership between you and your husband. What it's showing me is that the pictures made him feel like the marriage was real between the both of you, not abstract. He could see the emotional care, the happiness, and the way that you put energy into your husband. The gift showed him that you're somebody who's thoughtful, loving, and invested into the relationship. There's a little bit of like secrecy here as well. The picture disrupted whatever fantasy or emotional space he had been holding because it made your bond with your husband look undeniable. So he respected it, understood the message, but it sharpened the emotional boundary between the both of you even more. Oh my god. I hope she's here. I forgot to press record. Okay. I'm just gonna have to go back on my live and clip this thing for your reading. Um, what did Archie think of the pictures I sent of me in my goofy onesie? What did Archie think of the pictures Diana sent of her in her goofy onesie? He thought you looked cute, attractive, soft in your onesie, but he tried not to show a reaction. It feels like the picture made him overthink because it showed a very playful side of you. His response was very neutral though. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like, okay, I guess. There's definitely attraction, but also frustration about not being able to openly, express it. So it's kind of like he saw a softer side of you, but also didn't care for it much. What hidden thoughts does Archie want me to know, but is afraid to tell me? It feels like Archie wants to let you know that this connection, he has real feelings for you, and this connection affects him more than he expected. He tries to stay balanced in your energy, but he's confused about what his intuition is telling him versus what is wishful thinking, because his intuition tells him that you guys have a really strong connection, but he's also wondering, was that just wishful? He wants to tell you how attracted to you he is. He was just very magnetic, confident, and difficult to ignore in his the way that he is towards you. I wish the circumstances between us were simpler type of energy. This person wishes that you guys could have a deeper connection, have emotional satisfaction with one another, and have that closeness that he wants. But since I guess the both of you are married, there's some boundaries that he doesn't want to cross, nor like that they're there. Okay, the next person is Alex. Actually, I don't want to come back to this, so I'm just gonna go with Alex. Actually, I don't want to come back to this, so I'm just gonna go back. Emotionally affected in a way that he doesn't want to show. What it's showing me is somebody who watches for openings and enjoys communication with you, but also feels like he can't fully have you the way that he wants. So his energy towards you today was drawn in, but also privately conflicted, like wanting more contact, but knowing that the situation between the both of you has boundaries. How he felt seeing you today, he liked seeing you. There was something about you that looked very put together, practical. Like, I don't know if you're dressing up in a very business casual outfit, but you looked as if you're somebody who's put together and ready to work. He noticed how you carried yourself and felt like you looked good, put together, socially desirable in your area. He kept it composed, even though he felt attracted and impressed towards you. What he thought of the pictures you sent with your husband. So he saw genuine love and closeness between the both of you and some type of real partnership. What it was showing me is that you guys' marriage looked very real to him through, I guess, how close you guys are holding each other, things along those lines. It made the marriage look very real, not abstract. He could see the emotional care between the both of you, some type of happiness that the both of you have with one another, and also felt like you were putting effort into your husband. Like, you guys look like builders in his eyes. The gifts also made you come off like very invested in your relationship and loving. But there was also this moon card that came out where he felt emotionally rejected. it disrupted some type of fantasy that he has of you, because it made your bond, the pictures made your bond with your husband undeniable. So he respected it, he understood the connection, but it sharpened some type of emotional boundary between the both of you. All right. The next person is Alex. We have 4 more people. Finances and other things. Jamila, what is that smell? What did you make? All right. For Alex's 3 days of questions, how will having a car now be for me? Will it make a difference in my life? How will having a car right now be for Alex? Is it going to make any difference in her life? So what it's showing me is you're going to be somebody who, it makes you feel less restricted, is what the cards are saying. You feel more confident, balanced. It brings more movement towards you. There's shows like movement towards other people. I don't know if you're giving people a ride or you're hanging out with some friends, but it definitely makes you feel restricted by other people's schedules and able to go wherever you want as well. There's like a short adjustment period where you feel very protective over the car, like nervous about the expenses or defensive about people asking for rides, is what it's showing me here. The biggest change is you become more social, and yeah, you become more social. It helps with work, errands, opportunities, things along those lines for you. Am I close to figuring out how to make more income? Is Alex close to figuring out how to make more income? Is Alex close to figuring out? The sun is immediately coming out. It's a good sign. Plus 4 wands. Yeah, you're close to figuring out how to generate your own success. What it's showing me is that you're moving away from an old financial pattern. You know, to make money, it always starts mental first, and then it leads with physical action. Yeah, you're changing an old financial pattern and turning it into something more productive, but there is going to be frustration and trial and error first. You are closer than you know, but you need to trust your instincts and kind of keep building, like kind of keep trying things until you got the right thing. The money path looks like it's connected to some type of skill, service, or repeated effort, like something that you do often that turns into like an income stream for you. When will David reach out and how will that go? When will David reach out to Alex and how will that go? Give me an exact time frame, please. When will David reach out to Alex and how will that go? When will David reach out to Alex? 5. This person feels some type of way right now. 5 days, 5 weeks is when you're going to hear from this person. Feels more like, yeah, within 5 weeks is the strongest window. When he reaches out, the conversation is kind of going to catch you off guard. He looks a little bit guarded, uncertain, and emotional all over the place when he starts talking to you. It's going to come off very casual, the way that he speaks to you, because he does not want to reveal how much he thought about contacting you. The interaction itself looks mixed. Like there's going to be movement, but also confusion. Like he's going to open the door without knowing exactly what he wants to do after. His communication is also sneaky to try and get an emotional reaction out of you. All right, the next person is LaPhaedra and Keith. All right, since I'm seeing people asking about the list, I'm just going to write it down. All right. LaPhaedra and Keith, you were right about Keith. He does remind me of my past relationship, but there's something else I can't quite put my finger on about him. What is it? In communication daily. What exactly can't LaPhaedra quite put her finger on when it comes to Keith? What exactly is it that LaPhaedra can't quite put her finger on when it comes to this Keith person? He says things that he doesn't mean. He's emotionally manipulative and uses your own words towards you again. So what you're feeling is familiarity from this person, but also knowing they're using your own words, but in their own way. The Empress is showing up here. He does bring out your feminine energy. That's why I feel socially comfortable with him, but he also brings out your anxiety. So what your soul is trying to say is he's more emotionally unavailable than he's showing, but knows how to kind of like listen and use that same information that you used in your conversation to his own benefit. All right, the next person is Ebony and Reg. Situation, friends. Yes, I will be on tomorrow. All right, Ebony and Reg. Will we fix our romantic relationship? Will Ebony and Reg fix their romantic relationship? Will Ebony and Reg fix their romantic relationship? The sun is showing a yes. So eventually, within time, you guys have a very like lustful based connection as well. There's obsession on both sides. There's strong attraction here and emotion, like unfinished emotion, but fixing the relationship between the both of you guys will require more chemistry than what's there right now. What it's showing me is you both have really strong personalities and you both want control, both want desire from one another, and both remember the good parts, but the connection has also become a little bit defensive, competitive, and emotionally exhausting right now. The relationship can be repaired and it feels like it's going towards that direction. Yeah, one of you has to stop waiting for the other person to kind of fold first or speak honesty. That's what changes the relationship. What does Virg see for us? What does he see for us? What does Virg see for him and Ebony currently? What does Virg see for him and Ebony currently? Rich sees somebody who matches him, somebody who's emotionally deep, somebody who wants a committed relationship, but somebody who also feels like he's not ready for. So he sees romantic and emotional potential, but he also sees like complications that make him feel trapped. It feels like he is imagining love and commitment between the both of you guys, like a future together, and he does see you as somebody who, you know, matches that image for sure. This person is a little bit threatened by how you carry yourself is also what the cards are showing. But he also sees like stress and uncertainty between the both of you, like some type of emotional pressure. He feels like the both of you will have a lot of difficult conversations. The connection would require too much patience and changes he's not sure he's ready to make. So you come off as like pressure to him rather than somebody, you know, easy. He sees the connection as something that has a lot of depth, but also the potential for pain. Three of Swords was the card that came out, and I shuffled it again, and it came out again. Why did he suddenly decide to be friends? Why did Ridge just suddenly decide to be friends with Ebony? Yeah, you feel very familiar. He chose friendship because he wanted to regain control without fully losing you. It feels like the romantic connection between the both of you was becoming intense, emotionally exposing, and difficult for him to manage at the time. Calling it a friendship between the both of you allows him to kind of slow everything down. This is easier for him to be in control while also having, you know, access to you or your body in some type of way. It doesn't feel like this is a loss of attraction. There's still desire, emotion, and some type of deep awareness about you guys' bond. But he wanted distance from this pressure, the expectations, and the responsibility of being in a romantic relationship. So basically, it's like, I still want you in my life, but I don't feel ready to carry the full weight of what a commitment looks like to you. He's basically threatened by your standards. How will our future be? How will Ridge and Ebony's future be like? How exactly will Ridge and Ebony's future be like? It feels like he exposes his romantic feelings to you a lot more, but there's also some competition and this person expressing romantic desire with other people towards you. There is still contact, you know, some small emotional openings and an attempt to rebuild something, but there's also disappointment, conflict, and emotional withholding here is what it's showing me. You guys' connection is moving towards something cooperative, but it feels like somebody keeps stalling it by being inconsistent. And this is this rich person who keeps like circling the connection, trying to understand it instead of just living in it. How does he feel about me / us? How does Rich feel about Ebony in this connection? How does Rich feel about Ebony in this connection currently? He still has feelings, but he is tired, a little bit guarded, disappointed is what the cards are saying. and uncertain whether this connection could survive. It feels like he wants to work on things at times and then becomes defensive and afraid of being left out, rejected, or hurt again in some type of ways. He carries some real sadness about you guys' connection. It may feel like he already like lost your trust. There's still a deep opening for a new beginning between the both of you, but he's emotionally split. Like a part of him thinks about the relationship, but another part of him also thinks it's reached some type of ending. So he still cares, hasn't fully released you guys' connection, but has this fear of disappointment and is in indecision. Alright, the next person is LaPhaedra and Justin. We talk on and off, but we are in communication. Anything I should be aware of regarding my meetup with Justin this week? Anything LaPhaedra should be aware of regarding her meetup with Justin this week? Is there anything LaPhaedra should be aware of regarding her meetup with Justin this week? It feels like your meeting is actually going to feel very pleasant. This person comes off more emotionally deeper than what you're used to. Maybe you're used to him holding back a little bit, being a little bit emotionally unavailable, distant, or distracted. But he seems to be having a good time in you guys' hangout. There's going to be conversation about financial stability, conversation about you. He's going to try to continue directing the conversation towards you to see what you're going to say and do. I see laughing here. Nothing feels too triggering, but you are in your head a little bit. So yeah, it feels like it's going to go well. It feels emotionally pleasant, satisfying. There's this feeling of like acquaintance rather than something emotionally deep instantly. So that's why it's just flowing. And the last person on the list, Liana and Earl. Relationship. Alright, you said further detail on how August will go for me in general. How exactly is August going to go for Liana in general? How exactly is August going to go for Liana in general? You're planning a lot. As I said earlier, it does feel like you're going out as well. And there's a little bit of mental conflict in your energy. In your energy. King of Wands. So somebody explains how they're feeling towards you. Somebody shows stronger desire towards you in the month of August. So your love life feels a lot more cleaner, better, more loving. There also seems to be more opportunities that are coming in your work life. This could include money, school, things along those lines. That part seems a little bit boring though, but you are getting some type of opportunities. I see somebody screenshotting something, so you're going to figure out how to plan around that situation is what the cards are saying. It also feels like you're going to feel very attractive, creative, fertile with ideas, and able to draw some type of attention towards you. There's also seems to be like invitations going out somewhere, exciting locations that you're going through. The biggest challenge in August, as I was saying earlier, is overthinking. It feels like you're going to be in your head a lot about when something's going to go wrong. So maybe you could be somebody who is waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's what the cards are saying. But overall, the energy feels very blight. Like your relationship looks cleaner. You're going out a lot, but you're in your head. Your money feels kind of like slow, stable, but you're screenshotting a lot of ideas on how to get more recognition. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys later.